Are we live? Not yet? Okay, I have to mute myself here. I think we're live. What's happening, YouTube? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another live stream. It's been a couple of weeks. We used to do these every Wednesday. I used to do a live stream every Wednesday and upload on every Sunday. I talk like I've done it for a few years, but now I've only done it. I did like 6-7 live streams, and then we took a break. And today we are back. So if you guys can hear me, firstly, show me some interaction in the chat. Give me a panda emoji or a camera emoji. Any of that works. You guys know the drill. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and tweet about this and also post on my Instagram story so we can have more people join. And then I will tell you guys the agenda for the day. Okay. For some reason, there's 19, 20 people. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Hi, Madhav. Hi, Sudeep. How are you guys today? What's happening, guys? Just wait for a few more people to join. Hi, Tejas. Hello, Dinesh. What's up? What's up? Messi. Hi, Messi. Hi, Yash. Hi, Ishan. How's everybody doing today? So, this live stream, I guess, is kind of like a continuation to my video, which happened last week, which I posted last week. Has it been a week? I think it's been a week. So I posted a video testing out the Fujifilm X-T30 and comparing it to my Sony, not mine, my friend's Sony A6400, basically a Sony camera that I know a lot about, that I've used a lot. So I made a video about that. I shared my experience of using a Fuji camera. That was the first time I used a Fujifilm ever. And honestly, it was great. As you guys may have seen the video. If you've not seen the video yet, what are you doing? Go watch that. Not after this live stream, not right now. Watch it after the stream. But I think it was one of my better videos. You guys tell me in the recent times, is that one of my better videos or not? I mean the chat. But so yeah, basically I tried out the Fuji for the first time. I loved it, and I want to try out more of their gear. But before that, I figured why not have somebody from Fuji, I can't speak. Somebody from Fuji on the channel. So we have a Fujifilm mentor today. His name is Abhishek. He basically lives and breathes Fuji. I hope that's an accurate introduction for him. But you know what? Obviously, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. So, Abhishek, why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and tell everybody what you're up to?
Hi, good evening, guys. My name is Abhishek, and I'm a Fujifilm mentor. So I take care of South India's workshop, technical training, and content development for Fujifilm.
Awesome. Where are you based? You're in Bangalore too, right?
Yes, I'm from Bangalore.
Yes, love that. So, what is a Fujifilm mentor for people that may not know? Does it mean free cameras? Does it mean free gear? Does it mean trips to Japan and crazy Fujifilm stores over there? What's it like?
A little bit of that, but yeah.
A little
So,
bit of that. Okay. Which
so
part? Little bit of Japan or a little bit of gear?
all of that, all of that.
All of that shit. Can I become a mentor? Can anybody become a mentor?
So there is three different ways. One is become a full-time employee like me. So I get to experience a lot of Fujifilm gear before any person can get hands on it, and
Okay.
and also give out for testing as well for photographers.
Awesome.
And there is another two like ambassadors like Fujifilm Mentor and Fujifilm X Photographer. So
Right.
Fujifilm X Mentor will be local based for India and localized like for language based, and Fujifilm X Photographer is global platform where their portfolio will be updated on our website, global website, and
Okay.
they can represent anywhere in the world.
Right. And what's the like criteria for that? Say I want to become a Fuji photographer,
Now,
X photographer.
it's not just about your work. Work should speak to
Of course.
but I think you should have the passion and love towards the Fujifilm gear. That is where I think our company looks forward to. It's not just a person who just buys a camera and that buys a lot of Fujifilm gear. It's not like that. Even if you have a couple of Fujifilm cameras, but you're passionate towards it, I think that.
GB lost you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
No problem. It's okay. It's
So
all good.
it's not about buying a lot of equipments of Fujifilm. It's about even if you have a couple of equipment of Fujifilm, that's okay. But you should have the passion and love towards Fujifilm.
Right. So there's no like specific, you have to be a certain level of photographer to be able to be a, because when I checked, most of the photographers they had like gray hair and like they looked old basically. I'm not, no offense. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being old, but they look like people who knew their shit, people who've been shooting for a long time.
So there is two levels, right? One is beautiful mentor that obviously see any company will look as an ambassador for people who already know them.
Yeah,
But see why I said passion, because that after like after certain stage only company will recognize you. Now,
sure.
if you are an ex-photographer, your work will represent entire world. Like if you are from India, like Prashant Godbole sir or many other photographers, I would not like to name. So like they have that certain capacity of their work. Like I took Prashant sir's name because he was featured in Expro 3's story, and it was showed entire global platform YouTube channel. And also like Anushka Menon for with fashion photography, she was taken for our Japan exhibition, and her work was represented there in like big stage. So it
That's the goal,
depends.
guys.
So your work should talk obviously, but
Yeah.
again, I told the behind the this thing why company looks, because you need to have the passion towards the camera and
Fair
your
enough.
work.
What's your obviously? So you shoot on Fuji a lot, and you test out Fuji a lot. Are you testing any unreleased cameras right now that we can't talk about?
So we actually tested our XS10, right? It was recently, like a couple of
Oh
days ago.
yeah, how's that going?
It's very good. So basically, it's a passionate little brother of XT4, but I would say, but there is a lot more going on with that camera, and it's I think the price will be around XT30's little higher side of XT30.
Oh, okay.
So, but
If if I may say this, I think it's the least Fuji like looking camera. Like in terms of looks, I think it looks very little like a Fuji. But I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. There's a certain group of people you're trying to target that with that, obviously. And I think I haven't used the camera yet, but from what I can see, it looks quite good. It looks quite capable. Is what I'm trying to say.
have
But
you
it
seen
looks less Fuji.
XH1?
I have maybe watched a couple of videos.
So Fujifilm XH1 is like lot closer to XS10. So XH1
Okay,
was one of the flagship model, and we tried to change the certain ergonomics of our camera body because we wanted to see how that goes. So
right.
many people loved it, and but there was so many things which was clashing with XT4. But yeah, that is why we really see similar body kind of structure
Okay,
for XS10.
okay. I think yeah. Okay, fair enough. So what are you shooting on? What do you shoot like day to day? What type of stuff do you shoot generally? Like as
So
obviously you're a photographer first, and then I'm guessing a mentor. So
yeah, so I shoot a lot of video, but
okay,
I started with photography. My background will be street and portraits,
right.
mostly travel related stuff. It's like travel based, like street or portraits there.
Yeah.
But I used to do a lot of wedding photography and cinematography. Now
Okay.
also I do a lot of content shoots for Fujifilm as a company because yeah, one of the job I have to do.
So what do you like? What's your kit typically when you're out shooting street?
X100 series is one of my favorite. It's little difficult for many people because it has a fixed lens. But for me, I'm a 35 angle of Yukai.
Right.
So
Right.
for
Right.
me,
Right.
that works perfectly. So X100, we have traveled like many international trips also just one with one camera.
Nice. Do you want to plug your Instagram quickly?
It definitely is. It's HEABHI. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's HEABHI.
Yes, guys. I followed him. I think his like his I like how he composes his shots very much. His street photos are quite good. You should check that out. But anyway, so guys, today here we talk about a little bit about Fuji products, and specifically their lineup and things like that. So if any of you have any questions regarding Fuji cameras, if you're looking to buy a Fuji camera, if you want to know why anybody should pick a Fuji over any other camera in the market right now, that's what we're going to be discussing today. However, as I said, if you want to drop any questions, you are free to do so. So I'm just going to hand it over to Abhishek, and maybe he can start off with maybe his product, your current product portfolio in terms of what Fuji is offering, and then we can take it from there. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So is it visible?
Sorry, yeah, all good. Go ahead.
So I'll be playing a small intro video, like the content development, what I do. Post that you can move forward. So this was behind the scene of our XT200 video, which was shot recently from Varanasi. So I just played that. So I'll just move on to our Fujifilm small history, and then I'll move on to the product, right?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Cool. So before I step into actual Fujifilm cameras or mirrorless segment, I would like to explain a little more about Fujifilm because many people don't know what Fujifilm was, and I was also very surprised to see how Fujifilm built and dig it path because Kodak, as you all know, it went bankrupt in 2013, but Fujifilm went on making profits because the way our Shigetaka Komori-san developed Fujifilm or strategized plan for Fujifilm. So just to give a small explanation, like from our main resource was filmmaking, right? Fujifilm means a film background, film company. So as you all know, from film to digital era started in early 90s and maybe early 2000. So at that time, the business started gradually going down and suddenly it took a hit and our main profit system lost. So everyone went into digital cameras. Suddenly they started making and they sell it, like sell those cameras and make money. So that is the way to go for our Fujifilm, or we had to shut it down. So what our Kumari-san did is like he invested all the resources, all the money we had in research and development because he wanted to explore what are the ways which we can develop in film because we were the pioneer in films because we were the number one company in filmmaking at 2000. So he wanted to explore what all we can do in films. So surprisingly, there are a lot of industries which was growing in film, like X-ray machines, scanning, and like cosmetics is one of the surprising element was because the same technology which goes into filmmaking is used in cosmetics as well. So there is a lot of medical equipments which was developed and cosmetics. So all those different line was opened up for Fujifilm, and all the employees who were working had to strictly quickly change their profession and they started making and adapting for these kind of new line in Fujifilm. Post that in 2010 or 2011, because it was a film camera based company, he wanted to continue with that film cameras legacy. So he researched and like we got to know that this DSLR mirror camera might not take further progress. It had a time period and we wanted to see what is the future. So that is when in 2011 we released our first mirrorless camera. So 2011, first X Pro 1 was released and it was already a hit among all of the photographers because of the style and all those things. If they can see me, they can see me, right?
Yes, I believe they can, and I have the live open on another tab, and I think it's all good.
So this is the X Pro 2 camera. Like this is the next version of X Pro 1, which was released. And right now I'm going live with X Pro 3, which is the latest version of that particular camera. So yeah, so we started with that. And before we started mirrorless cameras, we had a concept. So what is the concept? Not just giving the most advanced, most like the specification, and it's not about having loaded specification in the camera. It's about having a concept and behind theory for Fujifilm cameras. So main three concept was color reproduction because we are from the film background of this thing. We wanted to put a strong color reproduction in our cameras. Second is camera ergonomics, how it looks and feels, because it's not just a DSLR camera, because we were one of the companies who entered first in mirrorless cameras. We had to design ergonomics where it was easy to use. And the third is lenses lineup. We had to make the best quality lenses because we're already into a new generation of cameras like mirrorless. So we had to make a beautiful lens and high precision fusion on lenses for our photographers and cinematographers. So when I talk about color reproduction, since we have 85 years of history in filmmaking, why not put the same legacy and the same color in our mirrorless cameras? So we thought about that, and from then, from 2011, we started implementing film simulations every now and then in our cameras, like new film simulations. So many Fuji fans over there, like the photographers or cinematographers, they have their own hook up, like they call it Fuji sauce, all those things where they implement their old film look and they actually put it on web so people can use it in their cameras.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's just sorry to interrupt, but like I've seen on YouTube, like people get like really defensive about their Fuji recipes and
Yeah.
their simulations. I can see I understand where the passion is coming from now that I've actually used the Fuji camera. But like you guys, like you have to be a little careful with that. Don't go too deep into it because then people start fighting. Or anyway, okay, carry on. You can
Because
continue.
I
Conduct
think
one of the
Fujifilm users are really possessive on their output
yeah.
because
It's all about the color and the final
yeah,
image.
definitely. Actually, to give a small backstory, when I joined Fujifilm, there was so many things which I was unaware of. It was unprecedented because it's new world for me, and those cameras. I didn't know there were few people who are using Fujifilm from such long time, and they have that much passion towards it because of the color and the camera, how it's built.
Right.
And rarely you get any service issue in the cameras. So when I talk about Fujifilm simulations, it is the color directly. You can use it for films or like images or videos. And every now and then we release new film simulations. In last year, 2019, with X Pro 3, we released Classic Neg. And with XT4 this year, which was launched, we have released new film simulation called Eterna Beach Bypass. So every now and then we release a new film simulation, which is very good for cinematographer and photographers. So I talked about second point is lenses system. The strong high precision Fujinon lenses, starting from 8 mm to 1000 mm equivalent. We have wide ranges of lenses and high quality lenses system. It's not just that we have all those lenses, it's unique lenses as well, like 56 mm f1.2, and recently we released 50 mm f1 completely out of focus. And there is a lot of unique lenses like 816 mm and cinema dedicated cinema lens without any adapter. You can mount it on your X series cameras. So there is a lot more in lenses, and we are releasing three more lenses this year, which you guys would have seen in our X Summit, which was recently it was live in our Fujifilm channel. So these are the cameras we have in the market right now, starting from XT100, which is around 30,000 rupees range. You can find it exclusively on online. So XT100, you can only purchase it online. So XA7 and XT200 are the entry level segment for our mirrorless cameras. So XA7 is a beautiful camera with 5 different colors for people who are into family portraits and just for traveling and you want a higher end good quality mirrorless cameras. XA7 is one of the best camera. So just to give a small specification on those things, you have 4K.
So one sec.
Yes, yes.
So these are which is the lowest, the entry level, the very
And
right, the vlogging entry casual. That's the
extreme.
right. And XT200 is replaced XT100, or is
Yes,
it
the
the
successor
other way?
of XT100.
Okay, got it.
So XT100 is an entry level, which is around 35,000 rupees range. So for people who are looking to entry level, like entry into mirrorless cameras, is a very good camera. But one step further is XA7 and XT200. So XA7 and XT200 is closely monitored or closely based for vloggers and the people who are into social networking sites because it has fully articulating LCD, fully like without any crop 4K video, slow motion. And XT200 has in like it has called digital gimbal as well. So without any gimbal, you have that smooth video for cinematic look for your vlogging segments. So XT200 right now is around 50,000. XA7 is 40,000 rupees. So next camera is around XT30 and XT20 is basically around 70 to 80,000 rupees. So this is called semi-professional camera. So semi-professional as in it takes a lot of features from amateur segment and takes a lot of features from flagship model and built into one smaller camera because for people who want higher specification like flagship cameras, they have XT30. And for people who want like amateur cameras features like filters and pop-up flash, all those things, it is there for them as well. So next I move into XT4 and XT3, which is our flagship for all the professional photography like weddings, sports, cinema, all those things. So XT3 and XT4 specifically has capacity of like a two camera in one camera price because it has features of amazing video qualities and amazing imaging system as well. So XT4 and XT3 has like 4K 10-bit 422 camera recording and 400 Mbps bitrate and all those things. So it has higher capacity for video as well. So X-T4 has 10 times slow motion, like 240 frames per second, all those kind of stuff. And yeah, so the next is X Pro 3 and X100V is my personal favorite because it's one of the proud cameras of Fujifilm. It has it because it's rangefinder style cameras. Only Leica makes them, apart from Fujifilm, because Leica camera has a little more expensive flagship like rangefinder style, but Fujifilm has those affordable rangefinder style.
These are fixed lens, right?
No, X
X100V and
Pro 3 is interchangeable lens. X Pro series are interchangeable higher end mirror rangefinder style cameras.
okay,
X100V is the only camera which is fixed lens.
okay, okay. We
So,
have one question in the chat. Yash is asking 422. You said 422 on the XT4, right? Can you maybe elaborate on that, the exact frame rates? And
sorry,
you said 422 on the, Yash is asking on the
yes,
chat,
yes, yes.
422 on the XT4 and XT3?
So 422 10-bit is a quality output of the video. Like 422 is the color sampling of what you get in the camera. So in cinema cameras, what you look for, like all the Bollywood, Hollywood movies, the cinema camera, usually the sampling of colors is 4 is to 4 is to 4. So this numbers are the colors, like the how you get in the camera. I don't want to go too technical because it has gamma, all those colors sampling, how it does structure and how it records the information in your camera.
Right.
So,
But
so,
that's external, internal.
so internal it can go up to 420 10-bit,
Okay.
but external it goes to 422 10-bit.
Right.
Yeah. So this again, it's a higher quality video output for your camera because it records from XT30. You can record higher end cameras with a Ninja recording. So external recording you can do. Even XT30 can go up to 420 10-bit for 422 10-bit in external recording. So yeah,
Why does so why should anybody care about this? Where does this come handy? For example, color grading and that type of stuff is where you would say,
so there's two things. One is color grading, definitely.
and
Second
chroma.
is for people who are looking into cinema. If they see this kind of cameras are right now used in many cinemas because you can mount these cameras anywhere on the surface. Like because you cannot mount cinema cameras like in car or action sequence or any of those things. You can mount these cameras anywhere. Second thing is the lenses quality output. It's like if it's a video camera, you cannot get those cinema quality footages or like depth of field and all those things. So these kind of cameras, that is where we started with DSLR filmmaking, right? That is why we wanted to have a camera with high quality video. But now with mirrorless cameras, it has like reached where the smallest camera with highest quality output. So yeah, it's 422 is almost cinema level because cinema cameras is 444. And if we have already spoken about this, I want to add on called rolling shutter issue. So rolling shutter issue is because the shutter which works in our cameras and a cinema camera is different. Cinema camera shutter is global shutter, and this is our normal electronic shutter because it records in certain way. It creates a rolling shutter effect. As soon as you pan the camera, the background tilts a bit. So that is why Fujifilm has a faster rolling shutter where your background is so close to cinema quality camera looking, it's almost minimal. The rolling shutter issue is almost not there. It's negligible. So that is where Fujifilm cameras is widely popular for cinema as well. So yeah,
Sure.
I was talking about rangefinder style cameras. X100V is a fixed lens. It's a 23 mm f2, which is around 35 mm angle of view. X Pro, you can use any of those lenses in X series, and it's one of the higher end rangefinder style cameras. What I love about this is it has hybrid viewfinder. You can go optical or electronic viewfinder. So you just with the toggle, you can see in the on the camera they have a toggle there where you just toggle, and as soon as you do that, the electronic viewfinder becomes optical and vice versa. Also, you have an option where you have optical and a smaller electronic viewfinder inside the viewfinder itself. That is something which is really cool for me.
Interesting. That yeah.
So let us skip full frame. Why not full frame? Because you have all the full quality of full frame in our APS-C sensor. So we wanted to upgrade a full frame sensor. That is why we have something called as medium format cameras. So medium format cameras typically used for higher end commercial purpose, fashion photography, and landscape photographer who wants to print a larger file. So we implemented those cameras sensor into a smaller, lighter weight system so that even a normal photographer with a higher end, faster genre can use medium format cameras in their normal shoot. So it's an upgrade for your 35mm sensor. We have three variants, 50 megapixel and 100 megapixel. In 50, we have two, 50S and 50R. Again, it's the same sensor and processing, but it's just the body design, which is rangefinder style and studio camera. So 100 megapixel is one of the world's first lightest 100 megapixel medium format camera with in-body image stabilization. So yeah, this I think this is summary of the equipments what we
That's a lot. That's a lot. So maybe um, if somebody was like say, okay, for an entry level person, for somebody who's picking their first camera, which set of cameras should they be looking at? Like, say a little bit of photography, content creation online.
So see, XT100 is a very good camera, but you have budget, little more budget. I would push you to XA7 or XT200 because price between XT100 and XA7 is like 5,000-6,000 rupees. So I would suggest XA7 is your best bet for 40,000 rupees. If you have slight more budget, XT200 is the best camera.
And even more than that is when you go to the XT30
Yes. Or
and or XT100
no,
or XT20.
X10 because which is recently launched. The price is not announced.
XS10. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And okay, XA7, I'm assuming is a little bit older comparatively. Is that
No, it's brand new. It's all in XS7 and XT200 was released in December and November last year.
okay? Okay, great, 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 great. Right, and then if somebody wants to upgrade from that, that's when they should be looking at the XT3 or XT4. Somebody a little experienced, seasoned, and they wanna, maybe somebody who's not tried out Fuji but is experienced with cameras. In that case, they can even go for the XT3, XT4.
Yes. So yeah, so XT3 is one of the best camera we sold in India because last 1.5 to 2 years, XT3 one of the like major hit because of the price it's placed in, also the quality and the specification which is there for that particular camera.
Sure. Speaking of XT3, I mean, I think this is the, like a bird's eye view of all their product lineup. If you guys have any specific questions, you can always drop them in the live chat. But speaking of XT3, I think one of the reasons I've seen a lot of XT3s. Like, okay, you want to go over the?
No, sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. So I was saying, speaking of XT3, let's take a look at some work that's been made on the XT3. If you have anything you can show us, because I know a lot of good work, good video content, good, I would say like cinema level content that was shot on the XT3. Some of you, I'm sure, will recognize. Um, for example, do we have Aditya Verma's work right now?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't. I don't think that.
Somehow,
Okay, cool.
when people think about filmmakers and artists, they think the artist should be melancholic and depressed and starving and cranky. And well, I am cranky in the morning, but this is not what makes me me. I can be anything. For example, I can choose to be happy. But you know what makes me really unhappy is actually shopping. Like, those moments when you're standing in the green room or you're just like walking with your hangers around and people judge you what you bought or you haven't bought. And but the jade is something special. I don't feel that I'm just doing another shopping or I'm shopping here. It's more like, I don't know, being in a museum or being in the art exhibitions. When you are interacting with the outfit, there is a dialogue between you and the skirt or between you and lehenga. Because when you see it, you're thinking where it came from, why the embroidery is particular way. And there is a conversation between me and this art piece. I don't have fear to be girlish or boyish. I think in the morning you can just wear t-shirt with sneakers, and in the evening you can just wear, I don't know, gown with stilettos or stilettos in the shower. I feel this is what the freedom is. When I want and I can to be who I want to be. I can dress what I want to dress, and I can be cranky in the morning.
That was good. Oh shit, that's Aditya Verma. That's on the XT3.
Yes, completely shot on Fujifilm XT3.
That's awesome.
And we have a couple of videos more if you want to play that right now.
Yeah, sure. What was that song? I'm forgetting the song. It's a very popular song.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I'm forgetting what the song is.
Very bad at me, so.
It's very catchy. It's a very popular song. I'm sure somebody recognizes it. So tell me in the chat what song it is. Bad Guy. Yeah, Bad Guy. Billie Eilish, of course. Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah, yes.
Billie Eilish, of course. Of course. Yeah. That really complemented that video quite well. Wow.
Yeah, I think best at selecting audio and video composing because it's very good at editing as well, Aditya.
Aditya. Yeah, yeah,
So it's not just the eye, which I think it's the whole concept he makes, like while editing,
yeah.
that makes
No,
the video powerful.
at this point, my YouTube channel is like an advertisement for Aditya Verma because I almost talk about him in every other video. In my Fuji video, I talked about him, and then I made a whole video talking about like YouTubers who are underrated and that you should be following. In that, I mentioned him. So like, yeah, basically, you guys, I mean, you should check out Aditya Verma. Do we have cold mess like on the presentation right now by any chance?
No, I
Okay,
didn't keep it, but I can show it in later, like
sure, no problem.
thing.
No,
So
just for the people, cold mess was also shot on the XT3.
yeah,
Pratik Kuhad's Cold Mess, which is I'm sure many of you have heard at this point.
yeah, Jim Sub and yeah.
Jim Serpent,
Oh,
yeah.
basically, Aditya is a pretty cool guy. He shares all this knowledge as well in his channel if you are looking, and tips as well for cameras. So,
Yeah. Awesome. Do we have like maybe another one video we can take a look at, one or two videos?
oh, I'm sorry, 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, I have one more video. I think I'm not sure if I can have it.
Sure, no
Again,
problem.
it's about India's Got Color.
Okay.
So can I stop the screen sharing for a second so that
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Again, we have a question from Yash, which we went over earlier, but he's asking if there's any plan of Fuji launching a full frame series.
no way. Because see, there is two way I can answer for this question. First of all, it's for, like if it's cannibalism for our cameras, to be very honest, if we release a full frame, but there is no actual reason why we need to launch a full frame because all the qualities and output which can get through full frame is been implemented in our APS-C sensor. So there is no way we could actually implement a full frame camera.
But do you think that that's one of the reasons? Like, oh, some people don't, join Fuji. I mean, like I realize that the difference between Super 35 and full frame is not as big as people make it out to be. I do think there's still some differences. That's a whole other topic. But do you think that like that's one of the reasons stopping people from joining Fuji?
To be very honestly,
Like you must be getting feedback from
I
consumers.
tell you, like as a personal choice, it's not speaking from a Fujifilm side. There are a lot bigger sizes with size films which we used to use, right? It's not just the 35 film size. We used to have 8 by 12 on all those bigger films. Why did we choose a smaller film size and make that popular? Because that was handy and that was sufficient for many photographers and cinematographers. So full frame is not there or here, like because it's somewhere in the middle. People compromised and thought that is the best camera, and through the years, people thought that was the best sensor sizes. But yeah, that was not the best sensor size. It has a bigger sensor, and like APS-C is smaller, but you get amazing results. So I think it takes just time where people need to realize it's not the sensor size, like it actually matters. It's how the results which is coming up. So if you're satisfied with that, I think people can go ahead. But again, restriction will be there for certain genres. So it depends on what you shoot. I think that's like you can shoot like it's
Yeah,
okay.
always. But I mean, obviously, if anybody knows anything about cameras, like, you know, if you know enough about cameras, you would know that most cinema cameras are also Super 35.
Yeah.
REs and C200, I think C200, I'm not sure. Yeah, those are also 35.
So shall I go ahead and play a screen share?
Sure.
So I'll be playing this video.
Okay.
इंडिया में जितने लोग उतने रंग, मगर फिर भी हम नहीं सुधरेंगे। हाँ,
देखा है तुम्हें ताने मारते हुए, धुतकारते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ, रंग का मजाक उड़ाते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ, देखा है तुम्हें ताने मारते हुए, धुतकारते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ, रंग का मजाक उड़ाते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ।
डेट के लिए काली गोरी लड़की चलेगी, पर शादी करना है तो गोरी लड़की से ही करेगा। बेटा तो सुन, तेरे अच्छे के लिए बोलो, नहीं तो तेरा बच्चा बड़ा होके तुझे गाली देगा। औरत अगर होगी गोरी, तेरी सोसाइटी में भी तेरा भाव बढ़ जाएगा।
देख बहुरानी गौर से सुन, मुझे गोरा बच्चा चाहिए, कान खोल के सुन। बेटा चाय ना पी, बच्चा काला हो जाएगा, इस दुनिया की भीड़ में अनजाना हो जाएगा। धूप में न जा, रंग मैला हो जाएगा, दादी की मेहनत का ठेंगा हो जाएगा।
देखा है तुम्हें ताने मारते हुए, धुतकारते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ, रंग का मजाक उड़ाते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ।
अरे यार देखो कौन यहाँ आ गया, सावला है रंग इसका, अंधेरा बचा गया। लाइट मुझे अब बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, मेकअप मैन को बोल के इसको गोरा करना पड़ेगा। फोटोशॉप में भी मेहनत करना पड़ेगा, तभी इसका फोटो मैगजीन में छपेगा।
जज ने भी बोला तेरे अंडर टैलेंट बहुत है, पर तेरे जैसों को हम देते नहीं स्लॉट है। कला जो भी हो, तेरा रंग तेरा लॉस है, जो यहाँ पे गोरा वही जाएगा टॉप पे। तेरे बस का नहीं, कहीं और तू ध्यान दे, टैलेंट सो छोड़ के लग जा तू किसी काम पे।
देखा है तुम्हें ताने मारते हुए, धुतकारते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ, रंग का मजाक उड़ाते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ। देखा है तुम्हें ताने मारते हुए, धुतकारते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ, रंग का मजाक उड़ाते हुए तुम्हें, हाँ।
पर अब टाइम आ गया है रंग मंग को छोड़ने का,
नीचा किसी को ना दिखाने का,
कोई और करे तो उसको भी बोलने का। हर रंग
Oops. Yeah. You want?
The video
Somehow,
flows.
when
Yeah, I can hear it now. Yeah, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Who directed that?
It's not on Aditya Verma did that.
Aditya Verma. He shot that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And the other guy directed it.
Yes. No, not that guy. Keep forgetting her name. So she's one of the famous directors, right? She was in the video as well. I'm really sorry.
Okay. Bollywood, I'm guessing.
Yes, but she is in. Has a lot of provocative and
Sure.
has info like
Sure.
yeah. Thing.
That was on the XT4, 3,
Oh, this was 63 itself.
XT3.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
So
That's,
this
I think it's possible.
Nandita Das.
Oh, okay. That she has done.
A lot of good works, like crazy.
Right, Manto.
Manto, yeah.
Right. Of course. Awesome. Nice. It's not in the gear, guys. I mean, gear, yeah, a little bit, but more importantly, technique and also lighting. I would say lighting, this is a big one too. Anyway, okay. Do you have any work of yours that you want to share? Because specifically, I can't hear you again. Nope, I cannot hear you.
What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. So there is two things which I wanted to share. One is the XT200 video which I did, and a video of film simulation. So I'll take both.
Okay, let's watch it. Yeah. That was shot by you? Did you
Yeah.
say that? Oh, that's great. That was awesome. That was good.
So actually, this interesting story is that we just finished a shoot, and the next day was a lockdown for complete India.
Oh,
I
timing.
had to take the last flight to Bangalore, so otherwise I would have got stuck in Varanasi.
In Varanasi. Oh, Yash says he lives near that place. So I'm guessing that's Varanasi.
Great.
Nice.
So I have
Varanasi.
one last video. It's around 30-40 second video, just through the
Let's
film,
do it.
the grading part, and
Sure. So, talk to me about the Eterna bleach.
bypass.
Yeah, the bleach bypass. That particular simulation. I think you should, if you can stop sharing your screen, we'll get a bigger view. If you don't mind. Yes. Yeah. If you can talk to me about the bleach like simulation, it comes from the film world, right? Like I know it's a thing. I know people do it. Like it's kind of like a trendy thing to do. But if you can explain that to me and people on the live.
You want to talk about eternal bleach bypass specifically, or the film simulations?
They're different things.
No, so film simulation is bunch of like all this.
Yeah, that I'm aware of. That I'm aware of. Specifically, the Eterna bleach simulation in that, because like bleaching is a process from the film.
No.
That
See, okay. So I think it's the names is confusing. So
okay.
eternal bleach bypass, as in it's one of the names of the films which used to we used to get. So when you shoot in that particular film, you get a certain look. So like in eternal bleach bypass, what happens is you get a lightly less saturation, but has stronger tonality. It has like a lot of blacks in it, but it's slightly desaturated. If you see the curve of the colors, like the right side is the saturation part and the desaturation part, and the left is the stronger contrast. So somewhere in the down left you get it because it's slightly desaturated but has more contrast in it. So why we release this film simulation right now is because how the trend is moving in the social networking sites. A lot of people use those desaturated colors, but with a lot of contrast in it. So it depends on like the films which we get from back, like the old times is how the trend is going on. So there's a lot of monotone which was going on. I'll just show you the film simulation in this live session itself.
Sure.
So I have something called as classic neg. I'm not sure if you guys can see now.
All right, he's on the camera. We can see the live. I completely forgot about that live demonstration. So
Uh,
maybe you can cycle through the whole list and tell us one by one which one it is.
So this is the classic neg. For people who wanted that particular trend, right? It has that monotone color, like slightly greenish and stronger punch of contrast. I'm not sure how the results are shown in the live video, but yeah, so you can see the color.
I can see it. I can see the difference. Yeah.
So there is a Provia, Velvia. What I can do is, if I may share the screen 1 second. Can they see the pop-up?
Yes, I believe they will be able to. Yeah.
So this is the pop-up which appears as soon as you connect a Fujifilm camera through the X-Webcam. It's free software and it's free for all Fuji users. So you can change all these things. The Fujifilm simulation, like I can change to Velvia, and the live streaming goes into Velvia, and I usually go with classic Chrome. That's what is my liking towards. So yeah, so this is how you change the film simulations in live video.
Yeah, I mean, I used classic Chrome as well. Like most of the time, I was shooting as well. Classic Chrome and Acros, those two, they just spoiled me. those two specifically, I really liked.
Across is my one of favorite films.
Acros. That's also from a stock, right? A film stock, an old.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything is basically simulating. Right there, we have it. Yeah, I wish I could do that right now. Anyway, Okay, so let's talk about specifically. I mean, we've talked about the product lineup. We've seen some work. Just like in a nutshell, if somebody, according to you, as a photographer, first put aside the Fuji branding and everything, put aside your affiliation with Fuji. Why should anybody care about Fujifilm in 2020 among all the camera brands? And let's say give people three reasons right now, like quick, like a brief this thing. Why somebody should buy a Fujifilm over any other particular camera brand out there in 2020.
So I actually say this in my lot of presentation because as a outer perspective, third man perspective, if you look at the cameras, it's not just a company brand is promoting a particular brand because they want to sell it. It's not like that. So when I look at a camera, because I used to work for a different brand before, and in photography industry, it's been around 9 to 10 years. So when I look at the camera as a photographer or cinematographer, there are a few things which I need to keep in mind. First is how the camera feels towards me. It's not just the camera I just buy because it has a lot of specification, it has good features, and all those things. It's how it feels in my camera, the hand. Because if it's a smaller camera, it's a bigger lens, or a bigger camera with a smaller lens, or a bigger camera with bigger lens, it's not, you will not be able to concentrate on creative content because it's at the moment when you're shooting, it's not the fastest autofocus, it's not the 30 frames per second matters, it's not the like this thing, but it how it feels while shooting this thing creatively is what I believe in. So ergonomics it matters a lot. And second, I think in Fujifilm, as a this thing, like everyone agrees for this, it's the color output matters. It's for every brand. If you look at it, there's a different colors which pop up. Like to name a few, like one of the brand has that magenta-ish, where people love in weddings, and other brand has slightly greener tone which loves for landscape and wildlife. So far, Fujifilm has a beautiful skin tone. It caters for all of the this thing. So first is the how it feels. Second is the color. I think third most important would be my favorite. I think everyone will agree is the lenses. It's a tiny lens, but it has amazing capacities. Like those cameras, I can just fit into my fanny pack, and while traveling, I can keep those cameras and run around anywhere. So the lenses are tiny with amazing quality. I think that is what I would look for.
Right. So there are other, of course, Fuji makes their own lenses for the X mount, but there are other third-party manufacturers making
Yeah.
a lot of lenses, right now.
Yes. So even Carl Zeiss makes,
Right.
and yeah, there's a lens company which makes only manual lenses. They don't make autofocus lenses, Samyang, and
Seven Artisans,
yeah,
maybe. Right.
so dedicated Samyang. So dedicated
Samyang.
cinema lenses are there. But for Fuji, you can use third-party lenses, other brand lenses, while using an adapter. If you don't want an adapter, third-party lenses do make our X mount. But yeah, you can use adapter and use a lot of third-party.
So EF2X, I'm
EF
guessing.
to X is there, PL to X is there for cinema lenses. You can use X series, and for Canon lenses, EF to X is there.
Right.
And yeah, so Nikon also it's very rare adapter is there, like very minimal. You don't have that option, like that many options as you get for Canon lenses. But yeah, you do have it.
Oh, my camera battery died. 1 second. Just
So
give me a
just to
second.
plug in Fuji again, you have like
Timing. Okay, 1
so
second.
it's the
I'll just
two
be
three
like a
hours
second.
of like live stream you can do with our X series cameras. So yeah, so when I talk about Fujifilm cameras, like the firmware updates has been catered to photographers and cinematographers constantly. What is this firmware updates? It's the relevant situation they release new features. Like for photographer who bought XT2 like 3 years back, 4 years back, they released a new firmware when they launched XT3 with slow motion video and 4K video as well. So just the same way in this pandemic situation, they released X webcam and they released new firmwares for all the cameras like X Pro 2, X2 2. So even the 4 years back camera got this feature where you can do live streaming without any video card or additional paying of like whatever those things. So it's just a normal C-tap cable connected to your camera and you're ready to go. Yeah.
Right. That's good. That's handy. Yeah. Are there any like I think earlier you mentioned something about like specific deals which are going on right now on Fuji cameras. Do you want to go over that maybe quickly?
Thank you, Suraj, for reminding me. So I'll just share my presentation.
By the way, guys, if you still have any specific Fuji related questions, this is your chance. Abhishek is your guy for all things Fuji. Obviously, I'm also learning from him here. I've primarily been a Sony shooter, as you guys know. It's just it's nice for me to get a insight into this new world because as a you're a creator first. I think you're a filmmaker, photographer first. Then you are affiliated with a certain brand, and I think one of a big quality as a photographer or a creator that you can have is to be able to adapt to different bodies. I think Abhishek would agree. And
Definitely.
so like it's if okay, even if you don't buy their bodies, it's good to know what's out there, because if you get hired for a specific job, sometimes clients have specific requirements. They want you to shoot only on that camera, or budget constraints only allow you to shoot on specific cameras. So in that case, whether nobody's gonna care about the fact that okay, you've been a Canon shooter all your life and you don't want to touch another brand. No, it doesn't work like that. In the real world, you will have to experiment. You will have to try out brands that you do not like. I just hope I don't have to try out iOS one day, but um, yeah, basically, I'm saying it's good to know what's out there. So yeah,
So I
Abhishek.
completely agree on that. I just want to add the line with Suraj, because in the real life industry, if the client requirement is as such that if you need a specific camera, obviously you have to go for it. There is no other way around. So many people who are like, I have my good phone, I can shoot everything with that. So I same goes with that. If a client wants a camera to shoot in a professional shoot, I don't think you can go with the phone with saying that I have 1 lakh rupee phone and I can shoot a very nice picture. So for specific work, you need to have a specific camera. I completely agree on that point. So yeah, so if I talk about entry level segment, with the offer right now with XA7 is that flat 20,000 rupees discount, because it's a festive season and we want to show people like with the particular situation, you can explore the Fujifilm cameras, because we don't promote enough. We don't do a lot of marketing like other brands do. That's why many people don't know these features of the cameras. So that is why we are not in the limelight anyway. So XA7 with the 60,000 MRP, you're getting it just for 40,000 rupees. And it has a lot of features like 4K 30p without any crop, the complete sensor readout, 3.5 mm jack converter, 425 autofocus points, and countdown timer, where if you are shooting into a story with 15 seconds or under or 30 seconds or under. So if you have a countdown timer, you can finish your story in that particular time. And again, fully articulating LCD, which is very good for vlogging or use it as an external monitor while doing a live session. So the next camera of XA7 is XT200. I would call it like a serious amateur photographer or cinematographer camera. It has one step higher, like electronic viewfinder, digital gimbal, and direct 3.5 mm jack output. And again, it features a lot of other features like XA7, like 8 times data transfer to your phone, where you can upload it. You can edit your videos, trim your videos in the camera. You can directly upload it to phone and then transfer it to social networking sites. Again, 4K video without any crop, all those extra features which is there, and completely touchscreen and dedicated video menu as well. So again, 17,000 rupees flat discount. I don't want to go to the each models, but yeah, 17,000 rupees discount, and you get this camera for 50,000 rupees only.
Where are all these deals available? Where should they check online? Should they go to the store?
Everywhere. So entire India has this offer. If you're going to store also, you can ask this offer, you can get it. If you're from Bangalore or Karnataka, Mr. Nayaz will be the good person to contact. All the dealers in Bangalore, like Gola, GK Vale, all those places, and Photo Circle as well. So all those places you get this offer.
Yes.
So XT30 is a semi-professional camera we talked about, and we have 8,000 rupees worth metal handle free of cost on this camera. For people who want a professional shoot at that particular time, they can use this grip and feel a professional body grip on XT30. And yeah, festive offer is 8,000 rupees worth metal hand grip free of cost, and starting kit is 85,000 rupees in festival offer. So XT3 has 3 variants. XT3 is one of the flagship model. Again, it's amazing video and photo qualities. Starting from 86,000 rupees for body, which you are getting 22,500 rupees discount. In 1855 kit lens, you get it for 1,12,000 rupees only. And with XT3 16 kit lens, which is 24 120 equivalent lens, you get it for 1,50,000. Additionally, you're getting battery grip and 2 batteries free of cost. That is costing you around 37,000 rupees. So in XT3, from 22,500 to 37,000 rupees, somewhere in between, you can get that particular discount. Excuse me. So XT4 is the flagship model what we have, the higher end camera. You can save up to 55,500 rupees, where on the body you're getting 1,63,000 with 64 GB card, which is true, and a dual charger free of cost. Additionally, if you pay 9,000 rupees, worth of 42,500 rupees, battery grip and 2 batteries is given to you. So you can save up to 55,500 rupees. Not only on bodies, on all the lenses also we have offers. Up to 24,000 rupees we can save, starting from 1024 to 35mm. Yeah, that's it, guys. If you want to know more, you can always contact Nayaz directly. I'll be dropping a comment on Nayaz's number, or maybe Nayaz, if he's watching, he can only drop it.
Yes, I believe he's on the chat. Yeah, he can. Or I think it's in the thumbnail of the video. Okay, I think I accidentally removed. Okay, maybe if Nayaz can drop the number, yeah, that'll be great. Somebody's asking how good Fuji would perform with the speed booster. Are there X mount speed boosters? I think there are, right?
Yes, there are. It depends on what you do, but it gives certain level of higher advantage. But I would still not prefer to use it, but you can use it. I think if you are into using speed booster, I think it goes well, and they have certain options, but they don't have from the company. As a third party, you can use it.
Right. Okay, if you guys have any other questions, is there anything else you want to talk about today, Abhishek? Specifically.
So Fujifilm, again, it's a lot talking about brand. It's not just it's a brand from plugin or something like that. There are people who are using it in a situation like why we gave sample of Aditya Verma's work, because he uses this cameras for Netflix videos as well. Uses it for his commercial work. So it depends on how you utilize your cameras and what kind of work you do. It's for photography we talk about. There is a contest which will be running around in Fujifilm in social networking sites on Instagram and Facebook. Also, from tomorrow we have Indian Photo Film Festival, right? So there also we are participating. Aditya Verma is talking. I think someone commented that as well. So yeah, Fujifilm is doing a lot of community work, but again, we don't do paid marketing as such because the camera speaks for itself. That's about it. So it works for you. It works for you.
Sure. Do these is it, the XT4 comes with the SD card right now? Is that correct? And okay, and that's somebody is saying that they're not able to record 1080 at 400 mbps. Is that a setting like a mistake on their end, or like how does Paul on the chat is saying?
No. I didn't. What is the question exactly? Hey, Abhishek, I recently purchased one XT4 about the free SD card. It's an Angel Bird card and rate fire speeds are really bad, so bad that it cannot even record 1080 to 400%. Okay, I think Paul, please email me. What I'll do is I'll send you my email ID.
Maybe you can drop it on the chat right now.
I'm not able to do it. I think I need to sign in.
Okay, maybe you can say it, put it on the chat here on the Zoom chat, and I'll paste it there for people. Is the card okay? That's for Paul, I believe he's asking. Right. And perhaps you can also drop Nayaz's number if you have it on you right now. Paul, I know you're watching this. Please contact Abhishek, who has just dropped his email address. I've dropped his email address in the chat. And Nayaz is this super nice human being who connected us, and also, yes, he deals with Bangalore specifically. Karnataka. And if you guys have any specific, camera needs, that's Nayaz.
So offers, technical queries, or if you have anything related to service. Mr. Paul, I hope you're from Karnataka. If you're not, you can email me. Otherwise, if you're from Karnataka, you can contact me as well.
Right. Okay. 35 people. Awesome. Okay. Is there anything else you wanna talk about?
I think just follow our channels like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, so to get more updates and participate in contests and all those kind of stuff.
Sure, that's Fuji India everywhere.
Yeah.
Fujifilm India.
X India.
Fujifilm X, Fujifilm, okay, X India, okay. And also follow Abhishek, Heabhi at Heabhi on Instagram. Not as a Fuji, I mean, I hope he's open to answering Fuji related questions on there, but also just as a general photographer, I think his work is great, and we love promoting good talent. So awesome, guys. I think that's about it for this stream. Rather chill. I think it went quite nice. You guys can tell us in the comments how you liked it, and if you want to see more representatives from Fuji, from other camera manufacturers in general, if you want them on the channel. Of course, we do the general session where I watch your videos live and like try to build a community. So I do want to do more of that, but now and then I want to have more people. It can be like other people on the live. It can be representatives, like in this case Abhishek we have here, or it can be other creators. So that's the plan going forward with the channel. One final thing, Abhishek, somebody has said that they would like to see Suraj me cover the XT4. I'm
Well,
just joking. Yeah.
I think like you
Yeah.
can put the cameras. What is that?
Yeah. I would like to check out the X100V first.
Definitely.
Yeah, now we can talk about that. I'm joking. Anyway, so yeah, guys, that's about it for this live stream. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Suraj, for giving us opportunity to showcase or to come on live session with you. It was amazing session. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for your time. Thank you. Awesome. Let me just